All right, welcome back. All right, now I warned you earlier that we're going to have we have a new camera, so if I'm too loud, last one was too small, so we're working on that. So I warned you we're going to have some racy Vice stories. This is a racy one, so I'm giving you a disclaimer. Have all kids leave the room, minors leave the room. This is a really dicey story, okay, and I'm going to try to clean it up so it's not so gross, although it is kind of gross. Okay, Vice is gross. Again, Vice is prostitution, drunks in bars, minors buying booze, gambling, and all that. That's what Vice is. This is a bar investigation. We're working a small bar, got maybe 4 or 5 tables. It's got a long bar, of course, and I'm in there undercover. And I see 2 people sit next to me, and they're probably in their 50s. The lady weighs as much as the man. She's probably about 150, 160, and so is he. Kind of fat, little robust people, and they're having their beer, and they're drunk, okay? That's a Vice violation. You cannot sell booze to drunks anywhere, liquor stores or bars. So I'm sitting there looking at them, and then I have to get someone who's selling. So barmaid comes over, sells them the beers. Okay, I've got her. I remember now, we don't put people in jail for that. We just write them a ticket. And so I'm watching her, and I'm drinking my beer, and I'm looking over there, and then they order another beer. So another barmaid comes over and sells them the beer. Now I've got 4 people. I've got the 2 drunks and the 2 barmaids. So I'm ready to go here, okay? I'm going to arrest the drunks for drunk. That's our evidence. And then we're going to write tickets to the barmaids and write a ticket to the bar. So I go to the front door. Our signal, the high-tech signal here, is I get my beer bottle and I chug it at the doorway. And I look out the window. And I see my partner sitting there in a plain car. He flashes me parking lights, which means he's going to call the cavalry. Okay, the black and white officers, or blue suits and black and whites. So I go back down, I sit down, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. Maybe 5 minutes, 4 minutes go by. I look over in the doorway and I can see police cars pulling up. Okay, here comes the cavalry. Here comes the uniformed officers. I look to my left, and they're gone. And I went, oh my gosh, I need them as evidence. I'm looking around. So as they come in the door, I wave at one of the officers, big, tall, strapping kid, and I go, let's go. So he follows me, and we go down the hallway, and as I'm going by, I tell the other officers, detain those 2 ladies, because when they see the police, they're going to run. And a lot of them in my part of the town are illegal aliens, and so they see the police, and they're going to boogie. So they grab them. I go down the hallway, small hallway, and there's the first door is the women's bathroom. I push it open, nobody's in there. I go, oh my God, they're outside. Go down the hallway a couple more feet, there's a men's bathroom. I push the door, and I get pushed back, okay? They're in here. So I get my badge out, I tell her, we're gonna go in. I push the door open, and on the floor, in a sticky bathroom floor, and I don't have to explain to the guys what sticky is, and guys, tell your wife what it is, okay? Is this woman on her back, dressed up to here, okay? The guy's on top of her, his pants to his ankles, and they're having sex, okay? And they're going at it, okay? So I go up and I go, hey, police, and I shove him, and I stick my badge in his face, and most guys who relate to this, he just goes, "Arr." Okay, well, he's busy, okay? And so I'm yelling in Spanish, get off of her. So I grab him, and I pull him back, and the officer behind me, he grabs him, and I look down, and here's this picture of this woman naked, okay, and all her body parts are there, everything's exposed, and it's like, oh my gosh, and it's like an accident. You can't look away, but you gotta look, but you can't look away, okay? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to, I have to look because I gotta make sure she doesn't have any guns or knives, and they're hooking him up and the handcuffs, and so I tell her to get up, and she puts her dress down, I get the cuffs, I'm cuffing her, and we're just starting to come out, and the officer's with me, big strapping Caucasian officer. He leans over and he goes, hey detective, he says, I just turned a homosexual. I cannot see another woman's vagina in my entire life ever again. And he just started laughing, and I'm laughing, and so we walk back I'm laughing now, it's 40 years later. We walk back towards the bar, and we're taking the people outside, and I see this young officer talking to other officers and pointing to her, and they're all laughing. So they're talking about what he just saw, and I'm laughing. And this is incredible. This is normal day or normal evening working Vice. Okay, so we arrested the 2 drunks, and we wrote some tickets, and that was my little sex in the bar story. And I try to keep it kind of clean, and hope you enjoyed it. And now you can bring your kids or minors back in the room. And I'll see you next time. Thanks a bunch.